My name is Vanessa Bradley, and I am 30 years old. I manage my mother's jewelry store, Jewelry Prytanium, as she is a jewelry designer. My husband Wayne is 32 years old. He is the designated next president of the family-run company, Bradley Corporation. Wayne and I have completely opposite personalities. But this mismatch works perfectly for us. And we're proud to say we haven't fought once in our 5 years of marriage. We started infertility treatments 2 years ago. Wayne's company is run by his father and his 2 uncles, and Wayne is the only male heir. They hold outdated views on male superiority and do not accept a female successor. Wayne's presidency seems to be coming sooner than we thought. The expectation then fell on me to bear an heir. One day, a woman named Cindy Holmes, claiming to be Wayne's mistress, contacted me. She suddenly declared she was pregnant with Wayne's child. I'll take Wayne's genes and wealth, the future president, for myself. I sharply responded to her frivolous attitude. Then you'll take HIV too, right? What? Cindy was momentarily speechless, but then continued. I've known for a long time that Wayne has HIV. This was an unexpected reply. It seemed like a probing conversation was about to begin. How do you know about Wayne having HIV? Did Wayne tell you that? That can't be right. I know everything about Wayne. It's been almost a year since I've been with Wayne. I'm carrying the long-awaited baby, so now I've won. Wayne's company, being family-run, has a rule that only blood-related children or grandchildren can succeed. Since Wayne's cousins are all female, he will become the young president. But Wayne's role doesn't end here. He has a destiny to bear a grandson, a male heir. You've had a tough time these 2 years. I've heard infertility treatment is mentally and physically tough. But now, that's all in the past. I will bear Wayne's child and be recognized as the rightful successor. Is that so? But we'll definitely be doing a DNA test. If it really is Wayne's child, I'll step aside. I married Wayne. The only male in a female-dominated family line with that resolve. Having children was part of the marriage agreement. If your baby really is Wayne's, I'll have to reconsider. That's why we need a DNA test to prove it. I'm actually relieved that a child has been conceived. Oh dear, don't push yourself, it's embarrassing. If it didn't happen in 5 years, it's too late now. My era has finally arrived. I've become a woman needed by the Bradley family. So, Vanessa, you'll divorce him, right? Your role is over. Hurry up and divorce Wayne and leave that house. Hearing the voice of Wayne's mistress, Cindy, for the first time, I could sense no intelligence in the way she spoke. I couldn't believe Wayne would fall for such a woman. It must be some mistake. But if Wayne has HIV, won't it affect the child? We need to include that in the tests. As you know, Wayne is in a position to become the next president. If you're to bear his successor, since I can't, it's inevitable. But the heir to a Bradley Corporation must be healthy above all. Wayne's parents will surely insist on thorough testing. Aren't you worried about being infected with HIV? Did you get tested? Wow, you're really optimistic and mentally strong, aren't you? Normally, when a husband's mistress suddenly shows up, pregnant with his child, the wife would be furious. Your calmness makes me wonder, did you know about me? Well, if Wayne has been living so carefree in front of you, I might have to reconsider my view of him. To be honest, I had been aware that Wayne had a mistress for some time. When I heard about Wayne contracting HIV, I thought it was a one-time thing from a brothel. In a family environment where one could not get upset over something as trivial as that, I tried to force myself to believe that 1 or 2 mistresses didn't matter. Wayne seemed restless since he got a mistress, always trying to please me. You must not really love Wayne. He told me it was a ruse marriage. Otherwise, a social butterfly like you wouldn't marry him. Wayne is quiet and always reads books in his free time. It's impossible for him to build a peaceful home with you. Our marriage did start somewhat like an arranged one. Wayne, who is awkward in speech but sincere and honest, is someone I found more intriguing than any other man I've seen before. Our marriage wasn't just for our family's sake, but it's true that it brought benefits to both our families. However, Wayne and I can confidently say it was a marriage of love. Shall I share something interesting with you, Mrs.? But this might hurt you. But you have the right to hear Wayne's true feelings. Do you want to hear this? You're going to tell me regardless of how I answer, aren't you? Are you ready? Here it comes. Are you prepared? After much provocation, Cindy started playing a recording of Wayne speaking. Vanessa is from a different world than mine. She should be with a man who takes her to parties, or a man who drives her around in a luxury sports car. She deserves a man who is sociable and has great communication skills to escort her. Someone like me, who spends nights reading in a corner, must be boring to her. I always wonder why a bright and beautiful woman like Vanessa married an introvert like me. I always feel intimidated. I'm always trying to gauge her mood. Not that Vanessa is always in a bad mood. She's always smiling, saying good morning. But looking at her smile, I sometimes wonder if this is all a dream. Even after 5 years of marriage, I still get nervous around Vanessa. When we walk outside or enter a restaurant, I feel like everyone's eyes are on Vanessa. And they're thinking, who's that unimpressive guy next to her? We're mismatched, aren't we? It must have been just by chance. Maybe it was just because Vanessa didn't have a boyfriend at that time, and she settled for an arranged marriage suggested by her parents. Hearing Wayne's thoughts was unexpected. I love watching Wayne read, so I always tried not to disturb him. If Wayne had been feeling so pressured living with me, it must have been hard. It's not surprising he sought comfort in someone like Cindy, who seems a bit clueless. See? You understand now, right? Living in constant fear of his wife, it couldn't have been fun. It's only natural he found a mistress. You have no right to complain. This is the first time I've met you, but I'd like to know more about you. Especially if you're carrying the heir to the company. It's important to understand who you are. When I requested this, Cindy started talking about how she met Wayne. You have to return it in a week. Wayne used to visit the library where Cindy worked almost every day. He found peace in a space surrounded by books. You always come around this time, don't you? Cindy casually started a conversation. Aren't you an office worker? I take my lunch break at different times to come here. This became the start of their daily casual exchanges. I was surprised. You're the next president of a major advertising agency. What? How did you know? Your name is on the lending card, isn't it? You're always well dressed, wearing expensive suits and shoes. So I did a little internet search. Then I found your company's website. You're such a reserved person, but a capable businessman. That's very attractive in a man. Wayne was flustered, having never received such compliments before. Your ties are always stylish, aren't they? They're designer brands, but not overly flashy. Oh, my wife always chooses them for me. What? You're married, Mr. Bradley? But you don't wear a ring, right? I take it off during work. It distracts me, and I can't concentrate. My wife is a bit upset about it. Her mother is a jewelry designer. My wife used to aspire to be a jewelry designer, and she designed our wedding rings. But I take them off during work, so she worries I'll lose them. She says we can't recreate the exact same design. You come alive when you talk about your wife. She must be a wonderful woman. I'm envious. Wayne pretended not to hear and dodged Cindy's comments. Cindy was at the peak of her jealousy. She had assumed he was single. After a bit of searching, I found out he was the next president of a reasonably large company. What an opportunity. I won't give up just like that. I've finally found my prince. Cindy did something a bit naughty. What? Why? Wayne sounded surprised over the phone. Surprised? You should be, I plan to shock you. How did you get my phone number? I saw it on the library card you filled out. Is that okay to do? It's personal information, right? That's not good, it's wrong. You're really serious, aren't you, Mr. Bradley? Even your shirt's top button is always properly fastened. What? Oh, yeah, that's true. When Cindy laughed, Wayne couldn't help but laugh too. It was then that Wayne's heart began to move. I'm happy about the call, but it's time to go home. It's a bit awkward. Are you worried about your wife? Do you share a bedroom? And sleep in a double bed together? 2 doubles. Wow, rich people are different. Your bedroom must be big enough to fit 2 double beds. Yeah, my wife is in the bath now, but still. I think it wouldn't feel right talking to another woman. Scared, huh? So when can we talk on the phone and meet up? What? Why are things moving in that direction? Because we're friends. Friends, oh, friends, huh? Wayne trusts people too easily. That's why he's been duped and shortchanged at work. Can you come to the library at 2 p.m. starting tomorrow? That's when I have my break. Then we can talk a lot more, at a cafe or a restaurant. Do you find it fun talking with me? Fun. I want to know more about you, Mr. Bradley. But you're still young, right? I'm already over 30, I think I might be boring for you. Mr. Bradley, you have low self-esteem. Let's be more positive. You seem like a different person from when you're at the library. That's just my work persona. My wife's out of the bath, I gotta go. Wayne ended the call, concerned about me. Even though he was supposed to be just friends with Cindy. He was already aware that what he was doing was wrong. From then on, Wayne and Cindy started having meals together during her breaks. Cindy got greedier and greedier. Hey, Mr. Bradley, how much money can you spend freely? As the next president, you must have quite a lot, right? I want more time with you. Could you rent a room for me? We can meet there, right? It doesn't have to be a luxury apartment, a studio is enough. I just want a space for us two. By this point, it's usually clear that she's asking to be a mistress. But Wayne didn't think that deeply. To him, Cindy was like a refreshing new breed of human, someone who brought excitement. Wayne rented a studio apartment for Cindy, and they started spending more time together there. Cindy relied on Wayne to the fullest. She was very cunning in her approach. Hey, Wayne, what's your wife like? She's the complete opposite of you, Cindy. She works at a jewelry store, right? An independent woman. Yeah, I think she's cool. But you're capable too, Cindy. I think so. Getting a librarian's license is tough, right? It's a job for life, and you seem to have a clear vision for the future. It's not that big of a deal. I didn't want to work in a large organization, so I looked for a job with a smaller team. And that happened to be a librarian. I'm not really into books. I fall asleep easily while reading. Such trivial conversations might have been comforting for Wayne. Apparently, he couldn't relax with me. And so, Wayne and Cindy's affair continued for half a year without my knowledge. But now that Cindy is pregnant, we need to have a proper discussion. I prepared a secret plan and went to Wayne and Cindy's secret love nest. There was Wayne, lying around in sweatpants. He never showed such a relaxed, or rather sloppy, appearance at home. Vanessa. What? Why? Cindy is pregnant, isn't she? I think we need to talk about what to do next. No, it's not, it's different, this is. If Mrs. Bradley divorces Wayne, then the problem will be solved right away. What do you want to do, Wayne? I think we should cherish the life we've been given. What about the issue with HIV? What if the baby is infected? We'll get it properly tested. So, you're saying we should go towards divorce, right? Wayne fell silent. His indecision comes out in this situation too. Hey, did you tell your wife about having HIV? We heard the test results together. Wayne had a high fever. And we didn't know if it was a cold or the flu, so we went to the hospital. That's where we found out through a blood test that it was the early symptoms of HIV. Since then, Wayne has been controlling the onset with medication. By the way, I tested negative. Have you had a proper HIV test, Cindy? Even if you haven't, I already know your test results. Wayne, do you know what Cindy does for a living? She works at a library. That's her daytime role. At night, she's a sex worker. What? A sex worker? Cindy, is that true? Listen carefully, Wayne. Your HIV came from Cindy. Cindy contracted HIV through her work as a sex worker. She kept silent about it and infected you. Do you understand? What? What is that? If you know that much, no point in hiding it. Yes, that's right. I thought if Wayne got HIV, Mrs. Bradley would divorce him. So, I had sex with him without telling him. That's. But now, HIV doesn't equal death, and I'm on medication too. And another thing, you're not pregnant, are you? What basis do you have to say that? You just wish that, don't you? You're just jealous because you couldn't get pregnant. So you're resorting to this sly tactic. One of my customers at my store is a friend of Cindy's. She spilled everything to me. I have emails exchanged between that friend and Cindy as evidence. Can you still be so confident? It turns out, a regular customer at my shop was the mother of Cindy's friend. Cindy's friend came to buy an engagement ring, saw my name, and realized I was the wife of the man Cindy was having an affair with. Out of pity for me and Wayne, the friend betrayed Cindy and showed me the evidence in the emails. Cindy's double life was so contrasting that her friend wanted to end their friendship. He's so indecisive, really gets on my nerves. But he doesn't interfere much and spends most of his time reading. So he's harmless. Now, I just have to sweet-talk him into marrying me. And getting into the Bradley family. Mission accomplished. I gave him HIV as a means to that end. That way, his wife would surely leave him. Then it's just about how to marry him. Pretending to be pregnant seemed like the quickest way. What? I don't actually need to be pregnant. I can just say I had a miscarriage after we're married. Deceiving him is so easy. I want to settle down as a president's wife and live a life of leisure forever. I'll have the housekeeper do all the chores, while I enjoy my time at spas and nail salons. Marrying him means a lifetime of security. I can't believe I found such a great catch. He's so absent-minded, it was easy to manipulate him. He never doubts anything, never denies anything, just believes everything I say. At this rate, I might be able to deceive his wife and move into his house pretty soon. He's living on the top floor of a high-rise apartment, you know. And here I am, living in this tiny studio, such a world of difference. It'll be easy to bring his smug wife down a peg. What? The wedding? Oh, I'll definitely have a lavish one. Of course, I'll invite you. Look forward to it. Wayne's expression darkened rapidly. Even he, often oblivious, must have realized he was being used. So what? It's my right to use any means necessary to get what I want, isn't it? You were after Wayne's background from the start, right? Wait, so you're not pregnant? Not at the moment. Wayne, we can start trying now, right? I'm only 25. I can easily have 3, maybe 5 kids. Your company needs a male heir, right? So, it's useless going forward without one. I'm confident I can give birth to a healthy heir. We've been doing infertility treatment for 2 years. But we paused because of Wayne's HIV. They said it almost never affects the child, but it's not 100%. We thought of waiting to see how Wayne's treatment goes. Wayne, do you have anything to say? Cindy purposefully infected you with HIV, you know? I think it's a punishment for betraying Vanessa. I deserve it. I felt crushed under the pressure of having to produce an heir. After 5 years of marriage without a child, infertility was a possibility. So I went through IVF and ICSI, which were physically and mentally exhausting. The despair when implantation failed. And then, to top it all off, Wayne contracted HIV. Why do I have to bear all this alone? Vanessa, I'm so sorry. Really sorry. Wayne, from now on we can be together openly. We can hold hands outside, come home to the same house. No need to sneak around anymore. Vanessa can survive on her own, but I only have you, Wayne. You grew up in a wealthy family, Vanessa, never struggling for money, right? Then why choose a rich husband too? What's the logic? Is it about maintaining a lifestyle or similar values? What's the point of such a marriage? You don't cook, let housekeepers do all the work, easy life. And you, Vanessa, seem so condescending. Sure, you're a celeb in terms of lifestyle. Do you realize there is a feeling of disrespect for prostitutes in yourself? I don't discriminate based on occupation, but being a sex worker led to HIV. Would you honestly be happy if your daughter said she's becoming a sex worker? Can you proudly announce it to friends and relatives? You can say that because you're rich. Is it so wrong for those who have nothing to depend on those who have a lot? At least, you lied and deceived, didn't you? Even after reading such shocking emails, is Wayne still choosing Cindy? Can I say the final word then? That wasn't the only email your friend leaked. Shall I show it here? Cindy looked visibly nervous, clearly not wanting that content exposed. I might be in trouble, you know. I have HIV. I might have infected a client and his wife, and they might sue me. The husband doesn't want to sleep with his wife enough to use a prostitute. But the minute he gets HIV, even his wife has to butt in. Isn't that pathetic? What? Court? I'm not scared at all. The client knew the risks too. Doesn't the wife feel embarrassed? Her husband got HIV from a sex worker. That's so typical of older women. Is Cindy treating her HIV properly? She seems to be recklessly involving others while being in denial about her condition. So, Vanessa, what did you come here for? To show emails between me and my friend? How lame, attacking the mistress's home with such a weak weapon. Right. That was the main reason I came today. Then, this. I handed the divorce papers to Wayne. All that's left is for your signature, Wayne. Sign it now, and I'm going to the city hall to file the divorce papers. This is what you and Cindy wanted, right? But I will be asking for compensation from both you and Cindy, just so you know. Wait, Vanessa, wait. Stop talking about divorce and compensation, please. Huh? A man who succumbs to his desires, creates a mistress, and then gets HIV from her. Who would want to stay with such a man for a lifetime? When you were diagnosed with HIV, Wayne, I thought you would come clean with the truth. It was obviously contracted from sexual activities with another woman. But you didn't mention a word about it. I didn't ask directly, but I was waiting for you to be honest. If you had confessed back then, I wouldn't have thought about divorce. But now, it's too much. I've reached my limit. Kind lies are not kind. It's different. I was tricked at first. We started going out for meals, and one night, we went for drinks. I got so drunk that I blacked out. When I woke up, I was in a hotel bed with Cindy beside me. I panicked because I really couldn't remember anything. Then Cindy started crying. I didn't know what to do. But she said she'd take a morning after pill, so I felt relieved. Then she told me she was pregnant. I was happy, I wanted a child too. But thinking about ending things with you, Vanessa, I didn't know what to do. I was confused and just went along with Cindy. Must have been hard. Going back and forth between your main house and your love nest. I'll gladly hand you over to Cindy. Have a long and happy life together. Vanessa, let's talk properly. You're too emotional right now to make a calm decision. Let's cool down before discussing this. Divorce isn't the best option. Wait, Wayne, what do you mean? Your wife is agreeing to divorce, so let's just settle it. I'm perfectly calm. No matter what twists and turns happen. I have no intention of getting back with you, Wayne. Wonder how much this will cost Bradley Corporation. I forcefully made Wayne sign the divorce papers and headed straight to the city hall to file them. Cindy is truly a terrifying woman. Wayne's one mistake, and a forgotten one at that, led to him contracting HIV and being told of a pregnancy. The honest Wayne would naturally choose to take responsibility. But his inability to openly admit it to me might have been due to fear more than honesty. Wayne apparently confessed everything to his parents and relatives. But this incident caused more than just a laugh. It became serious since my mother had introduced customers to Bradley Corporation. My mother, understandably, couldn't forgive what happened to me and made a big deal about it. As a result, Bradley Corporation started receiving cancellation notices from clients. Wayne was fired from the company and cut off from the family. After this incident, the company's management policy changed to no longer focus solely on male successors but also on empowering women. Wayne, left with nothing, moved into Cindy's tiny studio apartment. But to Cindy, Wayne without money was now useless. Cindy, are you still working in the sex industry? I can't because of HIV. Now I work at a men's spa. Did you quit the library? Ugh, annoying. Being with you is so boring. I don't need a life of licking each other's wounds with HIV. I have no attachment to you now that you're broke and jobless. Get out. Wayne wandered aimlessly, reportedly becoming homeless. Despite her bravado, Cindy was also struggling with the terror of living with HIV. I returned to my family home, aspiring to become a jewelry designer under my mother's guidance. I had pursued this dream in college but gave it up. Now, I've started chasing that dream again.